What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know so I can hold.
How could I pick any other player in the past 7 days on the offensive side of the football than Arizona State's 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝘀? He had a phenomenal game. He put this Sun Devils team
We need
on
to
his
throw that
back.
touchdown pass in there too.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it was like a 40-something yard touchdown pass, right? You see it down there on the screen, 30 carries for 143 yards. That's 4.8 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns on the ground. And he tallied 8 catches for 99 yards, averaging 12.4 yards per catch. Like I said, this is a do-it-all guy. He willed this team to force not just 1 overtime, but 2 against the Texas Longhorns. Ended up falling short after an interception in that second overtime. But man, Skattebo had himself a game. He laid it all out there. I mean, you see, he runs angry. He ran angry and ran hard against a defense that generally is one of the nation's best, not just overall, but specifically against the run. And Skattebo, just even with 30 carries, he was a force to be reckoned with, right? That Texas defense, I'm sure, respects him a lot now. He said going into this game, man, I'm the best running back in the country. And he did his best to make a case for that, right? There's no denying that he has been one of the best running backs this year, right, with 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀. But he capped off probably his final season in Tempe with an incredible performance. And man, just looking at the numbers, right? 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns on the ground, and 600 yards receiving. And of course, that 1 touchdown passing in this game. And Dante, you've been on this train all season long, especially with the Travis Hunter hype. But like,
and sorry, I can tell you, I've been on way before.
I was there.
Way before.
I was there.
For us, right? When we saw him catch that football and then, cock his arm up to throw it.
I already knew what time it was.
Surprise. Because you've noted it. You've noted that, in his past, right, with Arizona State and even sometimes at Sacramento State, he's played everywhere. I mean, he logged like 60 snaps at quarterback last year for Arizona State. So this is a guy who can do it all. This performance, right? Maybe it was a great performance, but we kind of knew going into this game that he is a do-it-all back.
Yeah. Again, not only logging quarterback snaps, running back snaps, catching the ball, punting the ball, have some snaps on defense as well. And, I think a lot of people take what I say to heart sometime when I said, Cameron Skattebo over Travis Hunter. But there is a little bit of truth behind it. I mean, people like who they like. And if I was to choose a guy that is supposed to be part of my own football team, am I going Travis Hunter or am I going 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀𝗀𝗀? And I believe that, and this is not a popular opinion, but I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm choosing a guy that was not handed a starting role, was not highly sought after in high school. I believe Sacramento State was his only offer in high school, and he's from Sacramento.
Yeah.
So got to play for them, then found his way to the transfer portal, believing himself under a guy like Kenny Dillingham and I don't know if you guys have actually seen like his interviews and stuff, like not only the interviews, but in the locker room, like he's a locker room guy. And I love how that has extended to his quarterback as a freshman as well. He missed out on not running hard on one of the catches that was supposed to be from Sam Levitt in a little flat route. And Sam Levitt got in his face too, which I think not only you holding your teammates accountable, but your teammates are holding you accountable and you're taking it, and ended up being, I'm sorry to say, actually, I'm not sorry to say anything. This was the best performance of last week by far, out of any player.
Oh, Skattebo, absolutely.
Yeah. Skattebo absolutely went off. And like I said, I've been talking about this guy for well on between, well before 2 years ago, right? And now it's just so funny that people are hanging off of Cam Skattebo. I feel like at the Senior Bowl, I'm gonna have to let them know, man. Like, people just didn't know when I said that, you over Travis Hunter. I really meant that from a place of all goodness, and not saying that he is a Heisman level player. I don't know why people want to act like that he's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, when you have 275 all-purpose yards, it's
yeah, it's pretty apparent, right? It's pretty damn apparent. And what you had said, Kalia, talking about that, he thinks that he's the best running back in the country. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that after and taking nothing away from Ashton Genty's performance, because all of us agree. Mm-hmm. Like, you're the only running back to put up 100 yards outside of Woody Marks at USC. But Cam Skattebo, he had to follow up a better performance to that, because he's leaving everybody with the impression in the country that I'm better than Ashton Genty. Go look at my performance and tell me that we didn't win this game. We almost won this game because of me at the end of the day. and it's hard to argue that, if you can end the game saying, what else could I have done for my team? He's definitely wasn't thinking that. He was definitely thinking, what else could have somebody else have done? The absence of Jordan Tyson was very apparent in that game too. So for him to even take it up another level shows, he's willing to fill in the spot that maybe some of his teammates were lacking. But I could talk forever about Scat Pack. That's my guy.
Well, we know.
So what was your thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, again, this is a guy that even before the playoffs, and like before he got quote unquote big, because he was always a a big name here in the ECG group. But this is a guy that can line up anywhere. He can block for you if needed. He can line up on any XYZ, doesn't matter where. Obviously, as we saw it, he can throw it. So this is just he talks about like he's one of the best running backs, which he is absolutely a top running back. Definitely when we get to our top fives, if not one, then two, I would argue on majority of our lists, if not all of our lists.
I definitely have him in front of Genty. Like, there's no question to me at this point. So
I would argue though that the statement shouldn't be I'm the best running back. The statement should be I'm one of the best offensive all-around players. Because in the NFL, you look for a Swiss Army knife like this. Usually we talk about like, they had like with Cooper DeJean, how they thought he was going to be a Swiss Army knife, safety, nickel, outside corner, all that stuff. This is a guy that's actually been able to prove it on offense. He's shown you that he's got the speed to go line up, on the outside. He's shown you that he's got the toughness to just, put his head down, either get in the slot position, go up against the linebacker or tight end, or not tight end, sorry. Go up against the linebacker or just put his head down and, again, just go over any secondary player, even on that front seven. And he shows you that he's got an arm, too, for all these creative plays. I mean, offensive coordinator guy, and that's somebody that they drool over. Pause.
I ain't pause. That's real stuff.
I mean, that's the statement shouldn't be, and I know you're interviewing him, but I'm gonna say your statement shouldn't be that you're one of the best running backs. Statement should be you're one of the best offensive all-around players. Because damn it, he can do anything.
Hey, that's real talk right there, man. Like,
I stick with the Cooper DeJean because it was speculations that he would do this. When in reality, we saw 2 snaps at safety throughout the entire of his collegiate career. We saw a couple on the outside. There's actual proof to this. There are multiple numbers and stats to show that he's got this many snaps here on the outside. He's got this, he's got this many stats at XYZ, at halfback, at tight end, at, quarterback. So, and
I got him pulled up.
He showed, I'm sure you do. Don just shed a thug tear somewhere. and again, you just look at he was able to do it on one of the biggest stages. Obviously, if this was the national championship, that would be the biggest stage. But in the playoffs, at the Sugar Bowl, that's still a really pretty big damn stage.
Yeah. This is the biggest stage that Arizona's been in. When has Arizona State been this good? in your lifetime?
I don't know about good, but I'd say the last time that they were this big was when Todd Herman got fired in the end zone.
Literally, they're one quarterback away from being an 11-win team.
Yeah.
Think about how crazy it is. Jeff Sims does not take you over the hump, but it took old freshman Sam Levitt to grow up. Every game of the season, he got better and better and better and better. And like I said, the only reason they lost this game is having one extra weapon in Jordan Tyson. Like it's so apparent. If you don't walk away from this game saying like, damn, man, 1 or 2 catches that give him a first down could have drove them down the field.
I would also argue another one is who was the guy that who didn't play the first half because he was on suspension.
Oh, it was number 7 on the defense. He got ejected.
His name, but I would argue like if he was there the full game, I don't think Texas scores on.
The safety. Yeah, that dude was playing out of his mind when he got in there, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that we can definitely point to, but nothing is taking away the fact that Cameron Skattebo, and you said it correctly, is one of the best offensive players in the country. And one of the best all-around players that should be mentioned with the likes of Travis Hunter. Don't care what anybody says. Same thing with Ricky White too. Ricky White from UNLV. Throw him in there. How many block punts did he have?
Block punts. He had more blocked punts than every single team in FBS than the team he played for, UNLV. Like UNLV, number 1.
Work.
Ricky White, number 2. Any other team or player, number 3.